25 likes. Let's see if we can set a new record today. So please make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribing. And let's see who we've got in the building. Yes, in the chat for a shout out. Big up to Backbencher, Itchy Goal, Only Blue in the Village. Robert McCluskey, big up to Brett's here as well. Nari Mense. Big up to M40, who's got a bad feeling about the match. Big up to Charlie. Big up to United First. Dan will be live later on. Me and Dan will be live 9 p.m. Friday Night Live. Make sure you get into it. Big up to Ollie Smith. Cheryl's here. Big up to Karl Ildunican. Tristan's here. Big up to Jay Blee. Daniel, Tyrese is in the building. Elders here as well. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Please make sure you drop a like on the stream if you've not done so already. But it's a Tone show and Tony's here. How are you doing, buddy? You all right?
I'm very well, thank you. Yes, hello. Hello. God, can't talk. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's well. How are you, mate? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. Like I said, I did a stream last night and it went on for quite some time. I was live at like 12:30 or 1:45 or something. And it just seems to go on. It was one of them streams that you just like, you just keep talking and talking and talking. And by the end of it, I was like, absolutely knackered. I went straight to bed afterwards. Yeah, a lot to talk about, mate, because this is a big game. Obviously, City could go top of the table tomorrow, even if it's just for a short period of time. Everton, I think some people are maybe underestimating what we might be facing. Everton have got the 4th best defense in the league, right? That's something. I don't think this is going to be a walk in the park. What's your take on this?
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be a tough game. It's always tough when you're facing teams that are fighting, which Everton are. I know they've had some rocky results recently. I was going to say you'll hear Sean Dyche barking on the sideline, but you won't, of course, because he's suspended, so he won't be on the sideline. But it will be a tough game. They're defensively sound. That's the way they play. I think it suits us if they have Calvert-Lewin, because he's not particularly quick. We tend to struggle more with pace. I'm trying to sort of vision Everton's 11, really, and I can't think of too much pace on the break, but it will be tough. They'll have 10-11 in the box all game. It will be, what's the word? It could be frustrating at times. The quicker, obviously, we get the first goal, the better. And it's going to be one of those where we've got to stay patient. It'll be patience needed for this one, because they are going to have everybody in their own box, pretty much.
Yeah. So here's the thing, and I want to hear your take on this, because I spoke to Martin last night about this situation, and I agree. I think Everton will play pretty defensive and try and keep us out. But here's a problem: they're in that position now where a point isn't. It gets to the. It gets to the area. It gets to the point where when you're in that relegation zone, draws actually don't become good points. And here's the problem: Luton Town play Sheffield United this weekend.
Yeah.
And if Luton were to win against Sheffield United, which based off of the two teams, I know which one I'd be backing, probably would be Luton Town, and Everton get a point, Luton would be 3 points ahead of them with a game in hand. It gets to the point, doesn't it, Tom, where like. A point for Everton's not good enough. Like, so are they going to sit back and try and counter-attack and try and get us on the break? Are they going to press us? Like, it's going to be interesting to see what they do, isn't it?
It will be. I think they'll sit back. I think if you offered Everton a point, I see what you're saying, but they would snap the hands off a point tomorrow. They will sit back. There is no doubt they will sit back and try and make it frustrating. I've just seen, you've just put the team up there, which, you see, I don't see much pace, and that will suit us. Do you know what I mean? I don't think Harrison's particularly quick. Calvert-Lewin, McNeil, Ashley Young's not particularly quick. So
not anymore. It used to be back in the day. 20 years ago, it used to be pretty quick. I don't know if he's quick now.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, looking at that, I'm not concerned what I would normally be when people come to ours and they sit there and counter. I'm not so concerned with that. Calvert-Lewin can hold the ball up, but there's nothing really off of him if they play that 11. So it'll still be tough because they've got a lot of defensive-minded players who will sit in and so on. But just looking at that team, I'd fancy us.
Yeah, I think at the injury they've got Abdullah Decore the game, Danjuma out of the game. Onana is a late fitness test. He was he trained yesterday, but that was the first training session he's done. So obviously he'll train today. So 2 training sessions he's going to have. They're going to throw in Onana against Man City after just 2 training sessions.
Yeah, sorry.
And then the rest are not really that they're not the rest are not that important, to be honest.
No, there's nothing really that jumps out. I think, yeah, Onana coming in against us probably wouldn't be ideal for him. Like you said, with 1 or 2 training sessions, but if they want to try it, then please do. But yeah, like we said, I think it'd be a really, really tough, could be a frustrating game. It's that first goal is key. I know that's an obvious thing and a bit of a cliche, but that first goal is key. If you get that in the first 10, 15 minutes, then obviously Everton have got to do something, although I still think they would keep it tight while it's 1. And then if 2, they've got a decision to make, right, we either try and go for it like Palace did, and to be fair, got a point, or you go for it and get smashed and your goal difference is in trouble.
Well, that's the thing, obviously, with the goal difference. This is why it's so interesting, man. Like, obviously, that it becomes like a little bit more about the, not even the result, it becomes about the scoreline, because here's the thing. Whilst Everton are behind Luton Town, as you can see there, they've got a superior goal difference.
Yeah.
So, if, for example, we do go 1-0 up, what did he do? Do we go for it and try and get ourselves back in the game, but therefore leave ourselves more vulnerable, open to the counter-attack, and potentially could concede 2-3, which isn't good for the goal difference?
Yeah.
And of course, remember, you'd expect Luton to make inroads on that goal difference as well, because they play Sheffield United. You'd expect Luton to beat Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Or do Everton just say, you know what? We might just have to take a 1-0 loss, if they go 1-0 down, of course, not guaranteed, and protect the goal difference. It's really interesting into the state of mind of managers when they get into games like this. But I completely agree, and you are right. It is a sort of like common phrase that everyone throws out there, the first goal. But when you're playing against a team that's got the joint 4th best defense in the league, I really, 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 really do believe that if we get the first goal, that's crucial. If they get the first goal, that's going to be absolutely huge.
Yes.
Yeah, because you're then playing against a great defense. You have to say it's a great defense. They've got the 4th best defense in the league. They've conceded just 30 goals. City have conceded 25. Yeah. So, they obviously don't concede a lot of goals. We've got to get that first goal. If they concede the first goal tomorrow, it could be a long, long afternoon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then it gets a bit nervy because the pressure's on. There's a chance to go top, like you said at the start. Liverpool, I think, played Burnley at home at 3 o'clock. So
correct.
You'd fancy Liverpool to, sadly for company, probably trounce them, to be honest, the way they defend. So there is pressure. There's pressure on Everton, like you said. There's some pressure on City because this is a game they're expected to win and can go top. I expect City to deal with that, and they have done in the past, and they will again. And I expect, City will win fairly comfortably over the 90. But yeah, I could see the first 30, 40 minutes, not breaking them down if it goes that way. And Everton very good at the back because Dyche has them set up that way. If they go out and start attacking, they'll get smashed. And Dyche knows that. So he will have them well set up. He's on the training field all this week, working on that. And City's players, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely agree there's pressure on City as well, because for me, I think we've got to win I keep saying this, but I think we've got to win all our games now up until that Liverpool game. I really, really do think it's important that we put the pressure on and we build up a really good winning streak in the Premier League and try and put ourselves in a position where we don't have to win at Anfield, because if we don't typically win there. So I think there's definitely pressure on City in this game. Big up to Pip Luck with the super chat, says thoughts on our interest in Kubo. Is this a guy at Real Sociedad? I think he is.
Yeah, possibly. I'm not overly familiar, so I can't sort of say too much on that one, to be honest.
He's the guy. Yeah, Real Sociedad, Japanese midfielder / attacker. Only 22 years old. Now, I've seen a lot of people been rumoured interested in this guy. He's got a transfer marked estimated value of around 60 million euros. And if you look at his stats this season, he's got 10 goal involvements in 1,900 minutes, which is pretty impressive there as well.
Yeah, very.
So yeah, I don't really know too much about it. I've not seen Sociedad play for a long time, so I don't really know, to be honest with you. But I know he's
No,
good. I know he's highly rated because I see a load of people always speaking about him.
Yeah, Real Madrid apparently after him as well, and well, Man United, which probably brings his stock down a little. But yeah, he's meant to be very good. I personally don't know much about him, but I know we've been linked with him today or yesterday. I saw somewhere. So yeah, sure. If he's a top talent, City will be looking for sure.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I want to speak about Kevin De Bruyne. Obviously, he's been out all season. He's finally back. He's played a couple of games now. He played. Did he play 90 minutes the other day as well? Didn't he? I'm pretty sure. Did he? Yeah, he played 90 minutes against Brentford. Yeah, which was interesting. So he's back in the swing of things now. In the Premier League, he played 21 minutes. He played 71 minutes against Burnley, and then he played 90 minutes against Brentford. He's also played 33 minutes against Huddersfield and 25 minutes against Tottenham. So far this season, he's played a total of 199 minutes and got himself a goal and 4 assists. And obviously in the Premier League, he's only played, since he's been back fit, he's only played 3 games. And in that 3 games, he's got 3 assists and a goal. It's fair to say that Kevin De Bruyne is on fire, despite him only playing 200 minutes so far this season. Do you have any sort of concerns about Kevin De Bruyne fitness in terms of he just played 90 minutes 4 days ago? Are you happy to throw him back in there again? Because again, I'm still seeing quite a lot of people. I understand why. I'm still seeing a lot of people in the chats on social media say they're a little bit concerned. They don't know whether to throw him in against Everton, maybe give him a rest, given he's just played 90 minutes. Where are you on the Kevin De Bruyne scared about re-injury scale?
I would start him tomorrow. We've had 5 days, 4 or 5 days, Brentford, and I think that's been good because we've had that gap Monday to Saturday. That's a big enough gap. I know people go, well, we're playing Tuesday, and then the following Saturday night, I think. So Champ League's here. I would start him tomorrow. I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, rest up for tomorrow, rest people up." No. I wouldn't be. I suppose the argument with that is, if you rest De Bruyne, you're still bringing in Nunes or Kovacic, someone else who's maybe not as good as De Bruyne, but still brilliant. I would play him tomorrow for sure. If he's just played 90 minutes, he was training after, so he's clearly got no repercussions or anything after that game. He plays, to me, maybe in Copenhagen, start him on the bench away. But not at home to Everton. This is a crucial game. The crucial players play, in my opinion. I'd be starting him. What about you?
Yeah, I find it quite strange that in a game that we must win, because like I say, for me, all these games are now must wins. In a game we must win against a team that has the 4th best defense in the division, that people are like, yeah, let's not play our best creative player. I find that really strange. This is a team that doesn't. This is a team that doesn't concede goals. This is a team that is in the top 4 best teams in the Premier League for defending, and people want to take out Kevin De Bruyne, our best attacker. I think he's got to start. I think he's got to start. I'm kind of with you. Maybe against Copenhagen, you can maybe give him a rest because it is 2-legged, and just play Phil Foden and Nunes, or Phil Foden and Kovacic or whatever. Maybe give him a rest and just give him 30 minutes at the end or whatever. But to say in a game like this, that's a must-win Premier League match against a really good defensive outfit, that you want to leave out your best creative player, I find that quite strange. Now, I get that people are still a bit concerned about his injury. For me, you've got to just forget about it, guys, because listen, what will be will be. He's had the surgery. I think he's been out longer than needed for his recovery time. I've said this a lot. I still believe he was available in November, because that's what we kind of got told. And then I think they decided, I think everyone just kind of decided, nah, let's just push it back to January. So I think he's had an extended period of time rest. He was eased in by the minutes, by only playing 33 against Huddersfield, 25 against Spurs, and 21 against Newcastle. You know what I mean? We are now, 1/3 of the way through February. He's been back over a month and a bit. I think we've got to be throwing him in. I think you've got to trust the operation that he's had. You've got to trust that his body can cope. And I think you've got to play him. Like, listen, if you get 1 or 2-0 up after, well, not 1, that's ridiculous. If you get 2-0 up after 60 minutes, by all means, take him off.
Yeah,
But for me, you've got to start him, Tone.
yeah, completely agree. Has to start. He's our best player. He's best player in the Premier League. I know people will point to someone else, and that's fine. But in my view, he's the best player in the Premier League. This is a huge game. He plays. He's had 5 days. He's been training. He was full training yesterday. He will be later, I'm sure. And as long as he's fit and firing, and Pep's on in about an hour, I think he has to start. If you're gonna rest him, it would be Copenhagen. I know that won't be an easy game, but I just think De Bruyne's got to play. He has to play tomorrow. I'd be disappointed if not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Me too. I'd be disappointed as well. Let's speak a little bit about Jack Grealish, because this caused a little bit of a stir.
Good boy, did it.
as soon as I seen it, I thought, bloody hell, this is going to cause a bit of a stir.
Yeah.
However, so we give a bit of people the backstory. You get a little bit of information. Obviously, it depends week by week. It kind of differs the amount of information you got. But some of the information that you got was that Jack Grealish left training early after being told he wasn't in the starting 11 for the Brentford game.
Yeah.
I was told by someone else that he's been told it's true. That's someone unconnected to you as well.
Right.
However, it appears that it's not as serious as maybe some people was worrying about, because he was on the bench. And there's been nothing spoke about it, no leaks since, so I don't think it was that serious. But Jack Grealish is some people are wondering what's going on with Grealish at the moment, because of course he's not played a great deal of minutes recently. I mean, if I look at his Premier League minutes recently, I mean, didn't play against Brentford, played 13 minutes against Burnley, didn't play against Newcastle, played 52 minutes against Sheffield United, and then before that he was playing. So the last 4 games, going back to back in December, he's only played 65 minutes out of a possible, nearly 400. Now he did play 57 minutes against Huddersfield, but again, didn't play the full night. He didn't play against Tottenham. So he has found it difficult for minutes with Jack Grealish. Do you think that he could potentially come back in for this game against a team that's going to be well organised? Maybe it could be because obviously there's 2 different train of thoughts. So you could have Grealish on left wing, push him up and hold the ball up and really try and hold that ball as high as possible at the pitch. Or you could go for someone like a Doku, who obviously just spams take-ons. What do you think maybe Pep sort of thinking could be on that left wing position?
For tomorrow, I'll start by saying the quicker he can play, the better, even if it's off the bench, because the longer this goes on, and I was hoping he'd get on against Brentford and sort of not put to bed the rumours, because what I've been told I've no reason to disbelieve, and you've since had someone tell you and so on. So I wanted him to come on against Brentford so we can say, okay, done, dusted, let's move on. But it's good. And if he doesn't come on at all tomorrow, it builds a bit more. And then if he doesn't against Copenhagen, it continues to build. But let's just hope he gets on tomorrow. But to answer your question, I don't think he will start tomorrow, despite not starting recently. I think there's more chance he'll start in the Champions League. I would have Doku running at that Everton defence instead of Grealish for this particular game, whereas I'd probably have Grealish against Copenhagen just to keep Champ League games. We're better in Champ League games when we cool the game down, settle it down.
I agree.
More methodical. Grealish is that type of player, brilliant player in that sense. Tomorrow, Doku, let him go to the Everton right back and just say, or right or left back, and just go wild with him. So I think Grealish will be on the bench, and I hope to God he comes on, because if he doesn't, there'll be ton more questions. What's happening with Grealish? Just to add as well, sorry, quickly, Grealish has been training this week, so there's no problem since. He's smiling away on the pictures and all that sort of thing. So he is training, he is with the first team. So I don't think it's a big issue. But when I put it out there, a part of me regrets doing it now. It was more of a sideline comment at the time to say Grealish. I think I started it with Grealish is on the bench, and he wasn't happy about it in training. It was kind of a passing thing that maybe I underestimated how much people would go, hang on a minute, what's that about? And sorry, just to continue, I know I'm blabbing here, but since that, it's been on other City pods and stuff. I saw one this morning, Grealish's future in the balance, and massive summer for Grealish, all based on that. So, there you go.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's based on that and the fact that he's not really played that much recently. And, obviously you've got Doku in there. You've got Pep Guardiola opting in some games, like we've seen against Brentford, almost not to play a left winger. So I kind of get that. Piplup's not with you on the Doku shot. He says, please not Doku. Well, Doku's not in my starting 11. I'm going to get the tactical pad up in a few minutes' time. We'll go through the starting 11s. Doku's not in my team. He is in Tone's team. Big up Piplup for the super chat. Guys, make sure you have smashed the like button. If you've not done so already, over 240 people tuned in right now live. Please hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you are watching this back on the replay, then make sure you're giving us your comments down below. Let's see if we can get those likes to 150 people. 30 people needed out of over 240 to hit that thumbs up button to get us to 150 likes. I want to speak about Phil Foden before we get into the tactical pad and starting 11. He got a hat-trick against Brentford. For me, this is the best season he's ever had. He's really, really influential for the team. I really think he's gone up a gear. Obviously, he's playing in that midfield. It's absolutely no shock to me that he's gone up a gear when he's playing in midfield, because I've said it for absolutely donkey's years. He got the hat-trick, won us the game, fantastic performance. Do you think that Phil Foden's got even more to give? Like, how much more do you think Foden's got in the tank to deliver? Do you think he's playing at his best? Do you think he could get even better? Do you think this is a flash in the pan? Now, what's your thoughts on Phil Foden at the moment?
One of the best players in the league, and will only improve. Without any doubt, I see some bizarre, I know we brought this up before, but I see some bizarre comparisons, Saka and so on, which is Arsenal fans being silly. But he is absolutely unbelievably good, and he has now become in an unbelievable squad, by the way, jammed, packed of top draw midfielders. He still starts, and if there's a big game, tomorrow, Real Madrid, whoever we're playing, if it's a big game, Foden starts. There's not even a question anymore. Whereas before, when he's a bit younger, still learning it, maybe he'll start, maybe he won't start. Now he starts, and like I say, he's in the top bracket of the best players in the league, and he'll only improve. He's still young. He's still learning under Pep. He's still really getting used to being in the middle more and more and more. And the more he plays there, the better he gets, the better his understanding will be. I can't rave enough about Foden. He's frighteningly good, absolute world class. And I'm sure he'll start tomorrow. He'll be on the bench now, but I'm sure he'll be starting tomorrow. An unbelievable player.
Listen, for me, I think the guy, I've been saying it for years, man. And I've had to battle even some City fans on this, because some City fans never seen him in the academy playing in that midfield. And I said, listen, when he gets in that midfield and he gets on a turn, he's a dangerous player. And he gets goals, he gets assists. I think he's a magnificent player. And I think I'd be very surprised if he doesn't start tomorrow. He is one of our most played players. Kyle Walker only beating Foden this year by a single minute, according to Transfermarkt data. He's our second most played player by minutes, Phil Foden. But he's I think, keep playing him. He's young. He's got the energy. You know what I mean? Like, listen, you're going to have to give him a rest at some point. But, maybe, I don't know what game you do that. Or maybe you can start subbing him off a little bit. Or he did get subbed off. I think he got subbed off, didn't he, against... did he get subbed off against Brentford?
Foden.
I can't remember
recall, actually. No, I don't remember. I actually had the lineup just here. So if I look at Foden, he did not. It said he stayed on. So... the only people that come off were Bernardo and Haaland against Brentford. So, he played the whole lot. He's young, he's fit, and he'll be playing for tomorrow. I'm sure of it.
He really is a fantastic player. I want to try and get I'm going to get the tactical pad up now, because I want to sort of talk about the system that kind of Manchester City have been running recently. Big up to Chris as well for the member chat. Says yes, LB and Tone, Foden on fire. I think he'll rest Foden in the Champions League. It wouldn't surprise me, mate, if either Foden or Kevin De Bruyne got rested in the Champions League. I don't know who. I doubt both of them are going to be rested. But it really would not surprise me if one of them sort of got rested. Piplup says Soho starts tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah, I doubt we're going to see that, to be fair. Okay, so let me get the 1 second. Let me get this up here, up on screen. Where are we at? Aha, right. Okay, guys, I need you to check out this new camera angle. I've got big up Pitblock for the super chat. Big up Chris Kirk. Check this out, man. I don't know if this is going to crash. Look at this.
Oh, hello.
I don't know if I can move the players. No, I can't. I can't move the players. But this is kind of how we set up, right? So we kind of don't have a left winger in this system that we played because Gvardiol basically pushes all the way up the pitch. I don't know if we can. I don't know how difficult that's going to be. He kind of goes up there, and then we kind of go into sort of like a back two with kind of Ake and Diaz, and then Walker sort of pushes up. Bernardo sort of inverts a little bit, and then Alvarez is kind of everywhere here. And of course, Foden's here. And then what you kind of get De Bruyne playing in this sort of quarterback position.
Yeah.
And what this allows, is kind of essentially for you to pack out the forward line with a 4, with Gvardiol, Foden, Alvarez, and Bernardo Silva. Obviously, you can see him there across that front 3. De Bruyne played a little bit deeper. And obviously Rodri, who can then push forward. It does leave Ake and Diaz very exposed because we're still starting to see Walker push down quite far, quite aggressively up the pitch. We're not seeing that sort of Champions League Kyle Walker where he's much more defensive. But what do you make of this system? Because obviously he ran this system a few times. He ran it against Brentford. I really like it. I think it gets Alvarez into the game a lot, gets Phil Foden into the game a lot. It gets De Bruyne into those sort of deeper positions where he's not really getting pressed because they can't afford to press him. Because if they press him, they leave the likes of Alvarez, they leave the likes of Phil Foden completely sort of unmarked. The one downside that a lot of people are mentioning is Gvardiol on that left-hand side because essentially Gvardiol kind of becomes your left winger up here, which is not ideal. But what's your sort of take on this system that Pep's running?
I loved it against Brentford. Even when we went 1 down, I thought we would play brilliant. It does leave us exposed at the back, which leads to more errors. We dominated and deserved to win, but we were a tad fortunate not to concede another goal. I think Diaz did a great block, and there was 1 or 2 other little things. But I love it. It's typical Pep. I always remember Pep saying in a press conference around centre back is the toughest position to play in his team because of what's expected. And that formation right there, that view you're showing, is exactly why it is tough to play centre-back with Pep. Because look at that. I mean, you've got the left and right back in, left wing and right midfield and so on, bombing forward. You feel a bit sorry for Ake and Diaz, really, because you sit back and do all the work. But I love it because if those players press, the opposition will be sitting. And the more we press and press them back, they can't get out. Although Brentford did obviously do that ridiculous long ball, which was criminal, to be honest, from our defence. Yeah, I'd laugh, to be honest. I just couldn't believe what I'd seen. But for the rest, it was pretty much fine. But to answer your question, I love it because the amount of attacking players. In fact, just before the lineup, because I posted the lineup on Monday for this game, and when I first saw it, I thought, no, that can't be right. Where's Doku, Grealish, and so on? And it was just mad to me. And the first thing that came into my head was, God, literally nearly that entire team's going to be in that half, the opposition half, pressing. And the attacking talent is unbelievable. So, yeah, I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Big up to Sign Silver says, rather have Doku start. Grealish offers almost nothing going forward. Put him on to retain the ball when we're 2 goals up, says Sign Silver. So I guess it's about, who do you want to break down the defense? What I'm going to ask, I'm going to go back to the tactical pad, but this time we're going to start fresh and we're going to get our 2 teams. These teams that we're going to put on the screen are the teams that if we were the manager, Tone, what would we do? So this is not predicted 11.
Okay.
Big up to Sign Silver for the super chat. We're going to see our teams now. Obviously, Sign Silver disagrees with you. He wants Grealish. He wants Doku on the. Wait, did you want Doku or you want Grealish?
Doku. Yeah, Doku. Doku tomorrow.
Right. Okay. Oh yeah, it was Piplup. Piplup that disagreed with Sign Silver.
Yeah.
So Piplup and Sign Silver, you can have a little debate in the chat about what you want. Right. Come on. Let's have a look at Tone's team then. What's your starting 11 for tomorrow, mate?
Oh, right. Edison. Somebody said to me earlier they think Ortega will start. I don't see that. Edison, Premier League, Edison starting.
Okay.
Right back, Walker.
Okay, not a Kanji. Still not fancying a Kanji, no. But that
No.
breakdown, maybe slightly better passing. By the way, I'm gonna do this on every single player for Tone. I'm gonna throw little curveballs in there.
Yeah, and you know, I start to go. Oh, hang on a minute. No, I'm gonna stick with Walker for tomorrow, and on the left, yeah, I think Guardiola again. He's settling in there. Pep seems to love him there. I know people say, "Oh, Ake's better," and da da da. Guardiola's his stats very, very impressive again against Brentford. So Guardiola. Oh, this is tough now. This is very tough.
Are we going to see a return for John Stones?
Yes. Let's get Johnny in there. Let's get Johnny Stones. And will Ake play? Diaz. Now let's get Diaz in there.
Oh, no Ake, eh? That's going to rile some people up in the chat. He's one of our best players. Fan favourite, and you're dropping him. Shocking, so.
I know I'm going to get tweets and stuff now. And in the live chat, I dread to think. But yeah, I'm going to go for that back four. Whatever back four you put out is going to be top draw. But I just think I love Nathan Ake, love him. But I do like Diaz and Stone. So I think they'll start against Everton tomorrow.
Okay. Interesting. Right. I'll do my team after this. What's your midfield?
Yeah, this is so tough. I know I say this every time, but God, I've been rattling my brain about this. Rodri will obviously start. He's definitely going to be playing.
Should we just do on that? Should we just do a quick Rodri yellow card check? Yeah. Let's have a look. Let's do a quick Rodri yellow card check, guys. Let me get this up on screen actually, so we can see it together.
Yeah, did he get one against Brentford?
No, he didn't. No, he's doing all right. He's doing all right. So he's where is he now? He's two. Is that yellow cards? Oh, that's yellow cards. He's two games in a row yellow cardless. What I would say is he's not gone more than 3 games this season in the Premier League without a yellow card. So there's a very, very high chance that he gets one tomorrow. If not, it's almost a certainty he'll get one against Chelsea. So he's currently on 7 yellow cards in the Premier League. Of course, when he reaches 10, he's going to get a 2-match suspension. And if we look at our fixtures coming up, here we go. So we've got Everton. So if he gets a yellow there, he'll still be fine for Chelsea. Okay. If he gets a yellow against Everton and Chelsea, he'll still be fine for Brentford. And if he gets a yellow there, so he'll have to get 3 yellows in a row. He would miss Bournemouth and Manchester United. The only way that he misses Liverpool is obviously if he gets 3 in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Premier League games, which is still quite an ask for Rodri. Yeah. So I think if he gets through tomorrow without a yellow card, I would be very surprised then if he doesn't make the Liverpool game, because that would mean he has to get 3 yellows in 4 games.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it will be in the back of his mind. Make no mistake, Pep and Rodri will be in his, Rodri will be in his own ear, saying Liverpool's coming up. Absolutely, it's Liverpool's the key one out of that. Obviously, we're a far better team with him. Stats show it, but Liverpool is key. He has to be playing in that game.
I agree.
So hopefully he doesn't get a yellow card tomorrow. No reason. Hopefully why he should. Hopefully, although you never know. Just out of interest on that, let's hope not. Touch wood. But if he got a red, does that wipe out the yellows? No, it's still. No. I wasn't sure. That
wouldn't wipe it out. No. So listen, I think again going back to fixtures, I think if he avoids a yellow card tomorrow, I think it's almost a certainty that he'll be in the Liverpool game, because like I say, he'd have to get 3 yellows in 4 games. It's doable for Rodri, but surely he'll make that, which is obviously great news. So tomorrow's a big day for Rodri in terms of that yellow card. If he gets one tomorrow, then he's got 4 games and he's not allowed 2 yellows. That's tricky then. So I think tomorrow is a really, really big game to see if we're going to have Rodri against Liverpool. Avoid a yellow, I think we're pretty good. It gets a yellow, that's difficult. That is absolutely difficult. Let's go back to the tactical pad then and continue with your starting 11. So you got Rodri in the middle. What else are we doing?
I think De Bruyne will play just in front of Rodri there.
De Bruyne, yeah.
Yeah, please. Let's have a look here. Kovacic hasn't played for a bit, has he? Although I think he may have come on for Burnley, didn't he, at Brentford? Possibly, or Foden. No, not Foden.
Yeah, he come off the bench, yeah, to see it out, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just having a real quick scoop through that. I think we will see Foden again. I think he'll play.
Okay, Foden, yeah.
Pep said that Nunes is, and I know he always hypes up a little much sometimes, but he said he's the best transitional player, I think he said. And this is
he did. He said like on the turn, like transition, he's one of the best players in the world, yeah.
Yeah, Carson comment there I've just seen on the bottom. I think he's
Pitbull
not.
really doesn't like Doku, man, does it?
He definitely does not. I'm going to go Nunes to start. If we start him like right to where De Bruyne is, if that's okay, somewhere.
What we do? Sorry,
Nunes, please.
Nunes.
Yeah, I think
So.
so.
I mean, like Foden left wing then, or?
Oh God. In fact, if you can shift Foden where Nunes is, and then Nunes just out to the right a bit. And then,
Like
the thing is, I know people go, Nunes isn't a bloody right winger, but the way City play, they always interweaving and stuff. You know, Foden's goes out right, De Bruyne's goes out right quite fairly often. So I think it'll be fluid. I think Nunes against Everton, Pep throwing that comment has gone straight into my brain and gone straight, yep, he's starting against Everton, because that's perfect. That transition of Nunes in this sort of game, I think, could be key. So I'm going to go Nunes to start tomorrow.
Okay.
And I know I'm going to regret it. Doku left. Sorry to Pip there. Pip.
Yeah, Pip's like that. Okay, yeah.
Very sorry. And I've not. See, I haven't even got Alvarez in there, have I?
No. So you almost play like Nunes, like a right winger then. Are you playing him inverted and selling Walker to push forward?
I'm not a massive fan of the Walker going forward, but I think that is what will happen tomorrow. I think that what you've just said there is how I see it, is Nunes will come inside more. Walker bombs down the right. De Bruyne comes out to the right every now and again. Foden comes out to the right. Nunes comes out to the right. So I think that with Haaland up top.
Yeah.
And I think, but I mean, look at the players that I've left out: Bernardo, Alvarez, and others there. I think they'll all come in for the Champ League game, and still the team's Kovacic, still the team's very good. But yeah, I'm interested. Now I look at that. Yeah, it's that right side that's playing with me a little bit, but Walker probably will push forward. So it sort of makes sense the more I see it.
Okay. Tone would get us relegated, says Ichigo.
Probably would, yeah. You're probably right.
Yeah. Jeremy, don't spam, bro. Okay. That's your team. I'm gonna screenshot that. Yeah. Someone screenshot that. Yeah. Let me screenshot it. And then we can take your team and have a look at mine. Right. Okay. So I'm gonna give myself a clean slate here. Right. That's Tone's team.
It's so bad you want to clear it off and go, we'll forget that.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it like that, but it was a shocking team. Right, okay, let's have a look. This will be my team. Edison in goal. I am going to, in this game, despite playing quite well recently, he's 32, 33 years old. He's our most played player. I'd give him a rest. I would bring in Manuel Akanji at right back. Okay.
Yeah.
In midfield, I would also run John Stones. Well, obviously, midfield pushing from the back.
Right.
John Stones. I would play Ruben Diaz, and I would also look at potentially dropping Ake, but I would. Yeah, I would play Gavardio in this game.
Okay.
But I might change that as I go through the team. So just hold on me before you cut me, chat. Midfield, obviously, I'm playing Rodri, and I'm subbing him off as soon as humanly possible. I'm playing Kevin De Bruyne in midfield. I'm playing Phil Foden in midfield.
Yeah.
I'm going to play Bernardo Silva, right wing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play Alvarez.
Yeah.
And I'm going to play Haaland. And I'm going to play basically the same attack as we've seen in the Brentford game. And I'm sorry. I know that's going to trigger a lot of people. It means Gvardiol is going to be my left winger. I'm not going to have a left winger.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I do like that.
That's what we did against Brentford.
Yeah, just having a quick look. Yeah, I do like that. I did think, I think I put up yesterday that I don't think there'll be many changes from Brentford. And then I've just put a lineup that's got a few changes. So, yeah. I think
I'm having John Stones push into the middle. I'm having a Kanji push into the middle. Yeah. And it's just going to be Diaz on his own. He's just going to be on his own.
That's all right. Edison will come flying out like he bloody did again the other day. I swear, Edison it's like he switches off and he just starts thinking about what he's got for dinner tomorrow night. And then he sort of goes, oh, sod this, I've had enough. If I had money on it, in all honesty, I'd probably favour your team more than mine now that I've looked at both. And I think it will be similar to Brentford. But I'll stand by mine. I will stand by and not bottle it. But it'll be good.
I'm kind of interested to see what Pep does because I feel that obviously he's playing this Gvardiol left wing thing, and obviously the attacking players that he played against Brentford of Foden, De Bruyne, Alvarez, Haaland, and Bernardo. I really felt that it meant that Brentford didn't really know what to do from a defensive point of view because you can't man mark players when there's 5.
Yeah,
what are you going to do? Man mark at Haaland out the game? Okay, Alvarez is free.
Yeah,
We're going to man mark Foden. Okay, De Bruyne's free. You're going to man mark. You can't. So what that system does, it allows for fluidity. It always allows for a player to be free. And in fact, it's the complete opposite. Yeah. If you remember back to the game we played against Man United last year, the Rashford goal that was offside.
Yeah.
One of the reasons we lost that game is because Kevin De Bruyne was completely isolated because our back four couldn't play out from the back. Gundogan or Bernardo, I forget which one it was now, kept on dropping deep to pick up the ball because our defence couldn't play a forward pass. And it basically meant Kevin De Bruyne couldn't get on the ball because they just man-marked him out of the game. I think it was Fred or someone like that, man-marked him out of the game. Yeah. So if you have Foden, De Bruyne, Alvarez, Haaland, Bernardo, that can't happen. Teams can't mark players out the game. Now, it might leave us a little bit more vulnerable on the counter-attack. Yeah, of course, but you've got to back that your attacking players are going to score the goals and get you out of trouble and compensate for any potential defensive issues. Yes, we still need to improve defensively, but you've got to back that your attack are going to score the goals. And when you've got those players there, you're at home as well. You know, you got to back that they're going to create some chances and score some goals. So, you know, I don't know what he's going to do. I think he's in this sort of weird hybrid sort of situation at the moment. He doesn't know what system to run, but at the moment, it don't really care. We've just got to get the wins at the moment, you know, for me. Piplup says Doku is clear, mate. Oh no, sorry, Sign Silver says Piplup Doku is clear, and it then says LB has a Gvardiol fan account. I don't have a Gvardiol fan account. I just don't. I actually just rate him. I actually think he's a good player.
Yeah, I
do. However, okay, let's say that I don't want to run this system. I would drop Alvarez, and I would play. I'm sorry, Piplup. I'd play Doku over Grealish. If I was to go for a more sort of traditional starting 11.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a massive fan. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a big fan of Grealish. Love the way he plays. I just think this game, Doku is more suitable, as we said earlier, against that Everton back line. Just give him the ball and go at them. He'll cause them all kinds of trouble. And like you've just said about people being man-marked, they try to man-mark Haaland, 2 or 3 players. Who's man-marking De Bruyne? Who's marking Foden? Who's marking Doku? You know, there's so much talent there on that team, mate. And yeah, I like that team as well. Whatever team comes out tomorrow will be good, you know, no matter what. I know I'll tell you one question I have actually is Rico Lewis, which neither of us have brought in. Although he tends to play Champions League games more. You know,
I don't think he starts tomorrow.
No, I agree with you. It's only because I think I went Walker, you went Akanji. But neither of us mentioned Rico as possible to come in there. And I agree, I don't think he will start. He'll probably start in the Champ League. But yeah, he's another one who's sort of in the mix.
Listen, he's a good player, but when you've got all your midfielders available, Kevin De Bruyne, Kovacic, Nunes, Phil Foden, even Bernardo Silva, he's not getting in there. You know what I mean? Champions League group stages, I think it's because the reason he can play those and the reason that maybe that you could play your Oscar Bobs is because we're probably going to qualify from the group stages no matter who plays. That's just because we keep getting tier one, like seed one, because we win in the Premier League or win in the Champions League. We usually get an easy group, so you can sort of play him in those sort of games. And again, speak about this all the time, but Rico Lewis has got years and years of development left, so there's no problem there about worrying about game time. So I'm not really worried about that. Piplup says I'm excited for Doku to lose the ball 60 times. Listen, his end product does need to improve. I give you that. Yeah, his end product does need to improve, but he's he's a player that is exciting to watch, and he does create good spaces, but he does need to improve his final ball. Absolutely. The question is, who would you rather want, Grealish on there or Doku? And of course, I'm not really that asked. I'm just more focused on a player that is more likely to score or assist, and that is Doku.
Yeah, I agree with you. If Grealish starts tomorrow, great. Firstly, it knocks on the head all the training stuff and everyone moves on, hopefully. So if Grealish starts, I'll be delighted. He's a top player, as is Doku. It's not a Grealish versus Doku thing in sense of, we have to hammer one or put one down. They're both good players. They both bring different things to the team. We're very, very fortunate we have this squad where you and I and people in the chat that I've seen briefly, we're naming 4, 5, 6 different players, and that shows the strength of the team in that you and I can change this team 5, 6, 7 times and it will still look very, very good.
Yeah, I'm going to do a poll in the chat, actually. I want to see what people are saying. Left wing, I've gone Gvardiol, which is the Brentford tactics, Grealish, Doku.
Yeah.
And I'm going to throw in Oscar Bob in there, because I think we should start throwing him in these debates, because obviously Pep sees him as a starting 11. So, guys, brand new poll in the live chat right now. Go to the live chat, have your vote. Don't cost you a penny to vote. And if you're watching back on the replay, then vote down below in the comments section, because obviously if you're watching back on replay, you're not watching live, you won't be able to vote in the live chat. So cast your vote. You've got 4 options. Gvardiol, which is the Brentford tactics, which is essentially where you don't play a left winger, but you play Alvarez in the middle, and you kind of have that as your attack, the Brentford tactics. You can vote for Jack Grealish, who's not played too many minutes recently. Can vote for him. You can vote for Jeremy Doku, maybe a player that's more likely to get you goals and assists than maybe Grealish, but sometimes his end product can be a little bit poor. Or you can throw in Oscar Bob, who of course got the winning goal against Newcastle, and Pep Guardiola very clearly sees him as a key part of this team, guys. So throw him in there. If you want to vote for him, we'll give that a few minutes. There's over 300 people in there. So whilst you're voting, please make sure you have the like button as well, because we've got over 300 people tuned in. We really want to try and see if we can beat our record likes for the Tone Show, which is 525 on a previous week's show. Let's see if we can get over 525 likes. We're going to need everyone who's watching this back on replay support on this as well. And make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you're following Tone on Twitter at MCFC Tone for all your breaking starting 11 news. Hopefully you get some more this weekend. Big up to Signed Silver, says better than Grealish passing the ball sideways, says Signed Silver. Signed Silver and Piplup are having like a little debate and super chats about who should start left wing, which I love. Guys, continue super chatting your debates. You can just speak to each other for free in the chat, but if you want to send super chats, then be my guest.
That's brilliant.
But yeah, guys, it's going to be an interesting one. Just while that poll is continuing, because we've still only had 75 votes on there, and there's over 300 people tuned in. Let's have a quick look at the rest of the weekend's fixtures, Todd, because I think it's a massive weekend of football. There's some cracking football on this weekend. There really is. If we take a look at the Premier League fixtures, and of course there is some cracking Bundesliga action and La Liga action. You've got this one, Brighton versus Tottenham. Fantastic football match. Not going to be on TV, unfortunately. It's not going to be televised, but it's a really, really big game that for top four. For Brighton, need to get back on it. That's a massive game.
Yeah, and like you said, really good game. If I was to pick one game other than City, obviously, to watch this weekend, that would probably even West Ham Arsenal. I would still probably go for terms of quality of match. I'd probably go Spurs Brighton. And De Zerbi is a funny one. People seem to, not everyone, but some people seem to want De Zerbi to fail when they got hammered by Luton, I think it was. God, it was, I told you De Zerbi was this, that, and the other. It's like, you've got to be joking. They're sat in 8th, as you've got up there. If Brighton finish 8th, that is an unbelievable season, considering the players they've lost. And are they're still in Europe, I think, possibly?
Yeah, they topped the group, yeah.
Yeah, so...
In the last 16.
But he's done an incredible job. And I wouldn't be surprised if they get some Tottenham tomorrow. Tottenham are a bit up and down at times. So, yeah, I could see a draw maybe in that one.
Luton versus Sheffield United. This is huge for Luton. For me, I think Sheffield United are already relegated. I don't think that's a disrespectful thing to say, considering they have only got 10 points after 23 games. They've got no wins in the last 5 there. They're really struggling to score goals. As you can see, the worst goal scorers in the Premier League. They've got the worst defence in the Premier League. I think they're already down. But Luton Town, listen, the prize for Luton, if they can beat Sheffield United tomorrow, they move up to 23 points. Luton would expect Manchester City to beat Everton. That means they'd be 4 points ahead of Everton with a game in hand. I don't know who the game in hand's against, so it could be against someone good, so it's kind of irrelevant. But to be 4 points clear of relegation, and of course, Everton have still got some more charges looming over them that could potentially affect them this season. I mean, Tone, if Luton managed to stay up, that is an unbelievable effort, isn't it? Surely.
Yeah, manager of the year.
Manager of the season. Yeah. I mean, I'm normally... Here's what I think. Just sorry, I know I just ask you a question. Just quickly. I think there should be effectively 2 awards. I think if you win the league, I think the manager should just get like the best manager award. Because if you win the league, you are the best manager because you've won the league, right? But then I think there should be like another manager award, which is excluding the manager that won, because it kind of makes no sense. If you win the league, you are the best manager because you've won the league. So I think Pep Guardiola or whoever wins the league should win the best manager of the year award. But then I think there should be a separate award for non-winner best manager of the year.
Yes, good. Yeah, but don't see why not. But the Luton manager, as there is one at the Mo, if they stay up and Pep's the best manager ever. If City win the title again, records, all that sort of thing. The Luton manager has to win manager of the year if they stay up, because nobody, and I mean nobody, maybe one person, but nobody gave them a chance. As soon as they come up, it was they could go down with record low points, less than, I think, was it Paul Jules Derby or someone?
Yeah, Paul Jules Derby. We drew against them away.
Oh Christ!
We was one of the teams that they got a point off. We beat them at home. I think Michael Johnson scored, but away we drew 1-0. I think we drew 1-0.
Was it Ben Thatcher who scored? I might be wrong on that. I ring a bell. Thatcher 1-0 with Derby.
I can't remember who scored the away goal.
No, I might be wrong. I'm sure someone in the chat will know and was there and stuff. But I think Derby, Luton, if they stay up, that is a remarkable job, and I'd be amazed if he didn't win Manager of the Year, because they haven't. I mean, they got Ross Barkley, and I was talking to a friend of mine last night about Ross Barkley. What a signing! When they got him in, they thought, "Oh, he's not going to play. He'll be sat on the bench, just cashing his paycheck, wasting money." He's been one of the players of the season, and I'm not just talking Luton. I'm talking Premier League. He's been amazing for Luton. So I hope they do stay up. I just think it would be good for the game if they stay up. But yeah, I think Burnley and Sheffield United, like you hinted at, certainly Sheffield United are down. Yeah. They've got half a chance if they win, but I don't see it.
No, I don't see it either. That's a massive game. There's a couple of other ones. We'll go through them in just a second. Big up to Pitbull again, says, not sure why people are saying I'm bashing our players. I just don't think Doku is consistent enough and can't retain possession like Grealish can. I think it's a fair point. A lot of people don't like. maybe not like him, but don't think he's ready yet. Don't think he's developed yet because he's so young, and obviously he's not actually played that much football. So there's a lot. I think there's a lot of City fans that are with you. I don't know how you worded it. You know what I mean? I don't think if you've bashed him in any of the super chat. I don't know what you messaged in the normal chat, but there's a lot of people who don't want Doku to play and prefer Grealish because of what you just said there. So I don't think that's an issue, man.
No.
Big up to the dugout as well. Says, what are your thoughts on the blue cards, taking in the fact that VAR needs fixed, incompetent refereeing, PGMOL, but decide to bring in blue cards? Well, I've mentioned this a few times on different streets. I think it's a horrific idea. I don't know what your idea is. What's your thoughts on that, Tone?
Well, firstly, hello to Doug. I know Doug's a Liverpool fan, so yeah, thanks for watching a City one. Good man. It's just nonsense. Now, I was just about to say it's turning into an American sport where we're going to be stopping and starting the game. Now, I'd like the NFL, so it seems a bit daft that I'm complaining about that. But football or soccer, is not NFL. And it just isn't, but it seems to be going that way, that we're going to stop and we'll have bloody adverts. Do you know what I mean? Like they'll have a blue card and then you'll get adverts at the bottom of the screen for bloody Subway sandwiches.
Martin says
something.
that yesterday.
Oh, did he?
Martin said the exact same thing. It said the way they're going, they're going to have the bloody adverts.
They'll have adverts, they'll have 30-second timeouts. It's all going to kick off with this. And what's the leniency with dissent? Are we talking you can't go up to the ref? Because they started that off. Not the blue cards, but they're saying anyone who approaches the ref other than the captain, I think it was, gets a yellow card. But that was a load of rubbish. That didn't happen because it did for us. We got Diaz. I remember Ruben Diaz getting a card and was like, hang on a minute. I only walked over. I didn't even say anything.
Yeah.
He got a card. Yet Man United played the following day. You had 6 of them round him, Maguire and all the rest of them. Nothing. So
it's just not consistent enough, and I say this all the time. I don't see why me moving my hand like that is a yellow card. Why is that a yellow card, especially when the referee keeps on getting the decision wrong? So listen, Doug, you got your answer there for both me and Tone. I think it's a stupid idea. I really don't see why they're overcomplicating it. I think they're giving the referees even more decisions to mess up. You want to make it simpler, not more complex, and that's all they seem to be doing. So big up to you, big up to Dugout Football Channel. Does he post content on there or?
Yeah, I've been on his show when Liverpool play City. I've popped on to have a chat about it. Yeah, really good. And I know Liverpool rivals and a lot of Liverpool fans, can be a bit of numpties at times, but he's certainly not one. He's a good lad.
Yeah, cool. Well, guys, check him out. Big up to Doug. Big up to Pitbull for the super chats. A bit of breaking news here. Frankie de Jong is allowed to leave this summer, according to the media, him or Kimmich. Well, of course, as everyone knows, Barcelona have got severe financial difficulties. There have been rumours going around now for a couple of months that they're going to have to sell one of the star players. And, of course, Frankie de Jong is one of those star players. What are we saying here, guys? Would we be in for Frankie de Jong? And to answer that question, Tone, if you could only have one of them, let's say price is no issue, are you taking Frankie de Jong? I take in Joshua Kimmich. Chat, let them know in the chat what you're saying, and then we'll come to the poll.
Oh my God. De Jong, I just don't want him to end up at United, who've been linked with him, and I don't see him going there, hopefully, because hopefully United don't get in the Champ League, and then he certainly won't go there. But to answer the question, they're both unbelievable. I'd be happy with either of them. I'd be ecstatic with either of them. I love Kimmich, but I think De Jong, every time I see him, and against us I think there was a pre-season game that we played them in a year or two ago.
Oh, was it the charity game where
it might have been that, because
that's when we played them. We played them in August. We played because remember everyone was like, "Why are we playing a friendly 3 weeks into the season?" And then Phillips got injured, and that's where it all started going wrong for him.
Yeah, but I think you're right. It was that one, I think, and he's just incredible. I mean, if ever there was a player built to play in a Pep team, it's Frankie de Jong. Kimmich also, but de Jong just edges it, in my opinion. If we sign him, and I know I said this same with Kimmich, you put him and Rodri in the same team, the opposition barely going to touch the ball. They don't know, and they're not going to. Frankie de Jong will be absolutely amazing. Whether we go for him or not, I don't know. I can imagine Chelsea will be throwing money at these two players if they're available, because why not? They can seemingly do what they want. So Chelsea will probably be in. I don't know if United will be, although that new guy United have got at the top, he's probably going to want to make a statement. No, the guy's got part ownership.
Oh, Jim Ratcliffe.
He'll want a big summer, £150 million player or something to come in. So there's Chelsea, United. I don't think Liverpool would go for them. So yeah. To answer your question, De Jong, but I'll be happy with either. How about you? What do you think?
I'd go Kimmich because I think he'd be more suited to play the lone six.
Right.
When Rodri's injured or suspended or needs a rest than Frankie De Jong. But listen, both they're both great players, but I would personally go for Kimmich just because he can play that sixth position. I think a little bit better than Frankie De Jong in my views. Sign Silver with another super chat says Grealish has been inconsistent as well. That's why he doesn't get started. Give Doku time. He's young and retaining the ball is not hard to learn. Well, to be fair, actually, the last game he played, I did actually think he retained the ball a lot better than he has been doing so far this season. But yeah, listen, Doku's young. You're right, Sign Silver. He's going to need time. But he's also not everyone's cup of tea. I did say that when we signed him. I said some City fans are not going to like him because he spams take-ons and this and that. It's the same with Sterling. I think he's very similar. Some City fans will love him. Some City fans will hate him. It's just the way the game is. That's football opinions. But listen, I actually thought in the last game that he played, I thought he held the ball really, really well. So hopefully he's starting to learn that. And big up to Chicken Wing as well. Says, are you doing the West Ham game? I can see an L for Arsenal. The meltdown will be sensational after beating Liverpool. I'm actually not. I'm actually going to go see a friend, go for a bit of a mooch, go to the pub, watch it because I've not seen him for ages. Nice. And then I might be back for the United game. If I am, I'll do that. But I'll definitely do the AFCON final at 8 p.m. on Sunday night. And then I don't know 100% what I'm doing for the Super Bowl, if I'm going out or not. But if I'm not going out for that, I'll do the Super Bowl as well. So yeah, no pray along for Arsenal. But we are doing a pray along for Liverpool tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So I'm compensating for not doing the Arsenal game by doing the Liverpool-Burnley game. But if Liverpool score 2 goals in the first 10 minutes, I'm going to turn it off and watch these Spurs game. Or listen to it on the radio because, of course, it's not on TV. Listen, we're going to wrap it up, man, because Tone's got to go back to work and get his data stuff doing. He's got data to look at. But listen, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the I think what's this, our 4th or 5th episode of the Tone Show, is it? How many have we done now? I think it's 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think it's 5, but including that FFP one where that got a bit spicy, that one. That was good.
Yeah, it
that
did.
Was good.
Yeah.
And we had, what's his name, the City fan, the lawyer chap? I always forget his name. Stefan.
Stefan, yeah.
Yeah, and you had his picture on the preview, didn't you? Yeah, and he commented on it, going, hang on a minute.
He did. Yeah, he wanted rights. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Guys, you can also follow Tone on X, formerly known as Twitter, at MCFC Tone. And sometimes he gets team news before the team is released. So if you want to try and get that early team news, then make sure you go give him a follow. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, and make sure you drop a like on the stream. We've got 235 likes. We've got nearly 300 people still here. Wow. We're going for a record in this stream of 525 likes. That's the biggest likes we've ever had on a Tone show. So if you're watching back on replay, we really need your support on that. Please hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe. Hopefully we're back this time next week. I'll be back later on at 9 p.m. for Friday Night Live. Me and Dan United. You guys loved it. We did it about a month ago. You guys loved it. We're going to have a few drinks. Might have some food. I might do a little quiz to be thrown in there as well. So if you're free tonight at 9 p.m., make sure you join us. It's going to be a good laugh like it was last time. But other than that, hope you enjoyed it. Smash a like, subscribe. Have a great Friday. I'll see you tonight. See you later.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.